Hello, my friends. It's Frederica Hutchison of the Life Reimagined show. And I was about to go live and I clicked on my little plus box and little did I know I didn't have access. And so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm assuming it probably had something to do with Elena being on my channel and being a minor. I am learning so much in this season about knowing the rules, following the rules, reading the contracts. Ah, yeah, so anyways, I just want to jump on because I'm on my countdown. I believe today is day 48 until my birthday. I think 49 for my book signing. But I just wanted to say hello to everyone, let you guys know that I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been writing diligently. I cannot wait to finish the book. I'm not sure if I'm going to have it done by the birthday. I'm not sure, but that's what my goal is. And so I'm still going to keep pushing and working hard. But when I tell you guys, I've had so many revelations. Today, let me back up for a moment. So the book is about capacity. And for those of you who don't know, I lost my 7-year-old daughter, Naomi Love, 15 years ago. And over the last 15 years, when I go back and I look at it, I've dealt with so much trauma. I kind of, losing my daughter was kind of the marker because then I knew that at some point I collapsed, that I was overwhelmed, that I was doing too much, and that I was tired of being the responsible one. But when you are a single parent, guess what? You still got to keep pushing. And that's what so many people do, and that's what I did. And so that's what this channel is all about. It's not just the being overwhelmed, but it's for the strong ones, the ones that everybody else depends on, whether they ask us to or not. That's what we do. And so this channel is for the leaders, it's for the survivors, it's for the people that have quietly been doing it for everybody and are quietly tired. And so we're just talking about different strategies, what works, what we can do. This is not an advice channel. I'm sharing my life experience. I'm going to share some different models and theories, and you can take what you. I had a coworker, and I used to love. He used to say, "Chew up the meat and spit out the bones," and that's what you guys can do. Whatever applies to you, do that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the medical profession, but what I am, I'm a strong woman. I say, quote unquote, I have been a strong woman, but not only have I been a strong woman, I've been a responsible woman. And I'll be honest, a lot of times I didn't want that label. I didn't ask for that label. I didn't ask to be, to go through the things that I went through and to have to hold up this or that. And so it's not a badge of honor, but it's just my truth. And so I share those truths as well as other truths in my life. I try to I laugh a lot of times when I'm sharing my channel with people because it's some of the most random stuff. But the reason I share this stuff is because for years, some of the things that I'm doing, I didn't do. For example, and I always talk about when me and my kids went sledding down the hill a couple months ago. Um, there were years when I felt alive that I did things like that. And then there were years when I was just existing where I would just be a bystander. I would just sit and watch. I couldn't participate. It's almost like my joy had been taken. And so I'm acknowledging those things on my channel because so many people go through them and they're telling their friends and they're even telling their pastors, and people are just like, you just need to pray more. You just need to get over it. You just need to be strong. And they're like, I am doing and I have done everything I know to do. I've prayed. I've asked for help. And they've done the things. And they still cannot explain, why am I overwhelmed? Why am I crazy? And then they go get on the medicine. They go do and let me back up for a moment. Because again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, and I'm not telling anybody not to seek professional help. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is people will go through a process, go through things. They'll seek other people's opinions, and instead of listening to their bodies, listening to their experience. Y'all, I have to draw these eyebrows on because that's one of the things that God didn't bless me with. And I think this one over here, my daughter always say one be higher than the other, but that one was bothering me. Anyways, um, I just want to jump on. Again, I can't go live. I don't know how long I won't be able to go live. This is so funny because I was determined I was gonna do a video every single day, and I can still record. Well, hopefully they'll let me upload this. So we will see here in a moment. But I'm really, really excited to share this book. Again, the goal is April 25th, but if not, we will have a book finish before 2026. My goal is really to have 2 or 3 finished. I, I, I cannot wait. I will give you guys the title. I will give you the title. The title of the book is Pause, Identity Under Pressure. So that is the name of the book. And when I tell you, it's just as exciting as the title is, but it's going to give you a whole new way and perspective to think. Um, I, it's really been changing my life. It's been changing my life. I'm living by it now. I'm seeing results. And that's what I'm doing. I'm drawing from my personal experiences and trying to see what works for me, and hoping that that you'll find be able to use my experience as a model and be able to find what works best for you. Again, not advice, can't tell. One thing I've learned, I can't tell. I tried to tell other people what to do. My siblings said I was bossy growing up. They still say I'm bossy. But I know that you can't tell another grown person what to do, but I'm hoping that you'll be able to learn from some of the mistakes that I made. And I made a lot of them. I'm still making a lot of them, but I'm learning from those mistakes. So let me see if there anything else I want to share with you guys. I said I wasn't going to be on here long. I was going to share a story. Okay. So today I went shopping, and I was at a major big box. If I say the name, you know exactly where I was at. And you'll probably know where I was at anyways when I tell you what I did. So I was standing in line. I had just gotten my groceries, and I was standing in line, and it was strange because normally there's 3, 4 people ahead of you, and I put my buggy up, and they started ringing my stuff up, but there was only one person in line, and I said, now that's strange because me and my daughter and husband had already planned to get us some pizza and some drinks when we finished eating. When I finished shopping. So we were. My husband got into the line for the food, and I got in the line to check out the groceries. And I was out of line, and he really hadn't moved at all. And so we stayed in line, and we didn't expect to be in line about 15, 20 minutes, but we were. But when I got to the front of the line, the cashier, he was so nice. And he said, "How are you doing today?" And I said, and I did one of those sighs. And it was funny. He said, "Oh, you had a rough day too?" And he said, "Me too." And then he started to tell me about his day. And we say this all the time. We don't know what somebody else has been through. We say it, and then we turn around, and we mad, and we frustrated, and we angry because this, that, and the other, and they didn't go fast enough, and I ordered this, and they didn't do that, and all that stuff. And yeah, y'all see me rolling my head and my neck and all that stuff because we do it. That's what we do. We get mad, and we like, but we don't understand. We don't know what they've been through. So he started to tell me, and I already knew this part. The cashier had told me in the other line. I was just like, that line is really long. And he's like, yeah, there a couple of people called out today. So that's problem number 1. So people called out, and by the time I got to the line and he spoke to me and he told me he had had a rough day, he said, "Look up at the ceiling." So I looked up at the ceiling, and when I tell you there was a black spot, it was almost like an electrical fire or something had occurred. And it was interesting. I was just like, he was like, "Yeah, that happened today." And I was like, wow. I said, y'all called the fire department. He said it was like an act of God when that happened. There happened to be I don't know if it was a fire, what his title was, but he had the uniform and everything on. He saw what was happening, ran to the rescue like many of us do, us fixers, us doers, us strong ones, us stabilizers. You know who you are. But he ran over and yanked out the plug and cut off the breaker and did all the things. And that's what I want to talk about. That's what most of us do. Nobody has to ask. If we see it, we're just going to do it. And that's exactly what this fireman did today. He was able to prevent a major fire from occurring, but that didn't mean that the whole system didn't collapse. But it didn't mean that the whole environment wouldn't be impacted. So what I witnessed by the time I got to the line was there was a lot going on. Like I said, one, people had called out. Two, there were some electrical issues, and now three, it's like they just could not keep up. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if you were on your job, or even in your marriage, or even at church, and something like that happened? How is that going to impact the rest of your day? And so these individuals, they experienced that. That probably got them behind. And the day just didn't get better. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And what I observed is one of the workers said, she said, are you, I promise you, you don't want to do that right now. I'm talking to Elena because y'all see what time, y'all don't know if y'all can see the time or not, but it's late. And I told her to go to bed a long time ago. And she called herself in and come in here and jump on the camera. No, ma'am, go to bed. Anyways, their day started out and it kept escalating and getting worse and getting worse. And one of the workers, she was talking to me and she was kind of talking out loud she was talking to the other coworker, and I interjected and she said, is it 8 o'clock yet? And I was just like, no, ma'am, it's 6:19. And she was like, it was so discouraging. She was so disappointed because she just could not take another thing happening. But I witnessed before I left, it was just like order after order was behind. And it wasn't that they weren't back there doing everything they could to keep up. But that's how it is sometimes. It's just like when one thing goes wrong, and then it's just like a snowball effect. And so many of us have been through that. We're going through that. And that's why this channel's here, because so many times we think, is it me? Am I crazy? What's wrong? And there are some explanations to it. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about in my book. And I want you guys to stay tuned, to continue to follow me, continue to subscribe, to like, all that good stuff. But it's not about, for me, let me tell you my why. I don't do this for the popularity. I do it because I went through those 10 years of clinical depression. And I don't want anybody, not even my worst enemy, I don't even know who my worst enemy is, but if I got one out there, not even you, I don't even want my worst enemy to go through that, because it was so lonely. It was so hurtful, so painful. And nobody should have to go through that, where they lose their identity, they lose their confidence, they lose their faith and their hope. And so the Life Reimagined show is to help you figure out not just what you want, but also your identity, help you refocus on your purpose, and just to reimagine your life. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me. Continue to join me. My goal is to try to get back here every day. I almost missed you today. So I'm going to go ahead and post this because I'm a little behind. But I'm going to keep showing up for myself, and I'm going to encourage you to show up for yourself too. And it's my belief that if I just do a little something every single day, that eventually I'm going to be able to reach my goal and my purpose. And I believe the same thing for you. Thank you again for watching the Life Reimagined show, and have a great day.